What the fuck? All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another New York session. So, Wednesday today, and all we really have as red folder news is this ISM services PMI. That's pretty much it. We had ADP non-farm employment change, but yeah, let's get into the charts, guys. So, like always, we will start off with Euro USD and go from there. So, like always, we start off by marking high low of day. This is the low of day. This is the high of day. This is the previous high of day. And this is the previous low of day. And mandatory reset back to the weekly just to see where we are, how things are going. So this weekly is also moving down as anticipated. I'm still anticipating this to come at least down to here. Oh, sorry. Down to 141 is what I'm expecting this weekly to move like. Yes. No zones on here though, so let's go down to the daily. Daily, we got the daily supply right here. No daily demand. Again, daily demand is all the way down here, but not relevant to us. So all we have is the daily supply currently, and price is going towards supply. And H4, this is where we get more info. So we have this supply zone, H4. We got this one right here. I would say this one is also a supply, and this one a little debatable, so we'll leave that one. That is all the supply we got right here and right here. Let's see the demand and the targets. Again, target for us is going to be this H4 demand, first target. After that, we're going down here. So, like we said before, void to fill to the left. Price is slowly making his way down. You can tell it's a very undecisive candle currently. Since yesterday, price has been respecting this area though, this support that we formed. Well, let's see if now we have enough volume to just break through it. In terms of supply, we have this H1 supply. We had this H1 supply as well. And then that's about it. We are in a bit of a range, a little choppy right now, so it doesn't look the best. I'm gonna see something like that. Maybe that's why I haven't took a trade on EU yet, because there's the choppiness. Target is still down here. As y'all can see, we are stuck in this range right here. Clear cut range. Right here. Like a big ass range that we've been stuck in, right? So, see what happens today. If we're gonna break out and continue to move down, or we're gonna go up to this H1 first before continuing down. So, you come down to the M15. So we could wait for price to come up to this area, to the pre-New York area, and then if it can give us a confirmation off of this, we can take sells. Um, I was trying to see which way the inducements were happening, but it's so rangy that it's tough to tell. But right now, I can kind of tell that we had this build up, inducement, continuation, build up, inducement, tried to continue. Then we had one here, build up, inducement, distribution, came back, mitigation, and just continuing to move. So we were having inducements up until this area, until we got to this London supply. And now we can see the sellers are taking back control. So right now we got nothing. It's just a rangy market, not good market conditions today. Unless we form something nice afterwards. But for now, I don't like the market conditions. So let's go to our buddy gold. Why do I keep fucking doing this on this, man? We're trying to fill this wick on the weekly. We could break them all the way down here and then reject it around 9:30, 39:30. So basically, we have this supply zone, and then we have this supply zone, and then we have this daily. The price is coming off currently, and the next one is going to be down here. Here, I'll just draw like a little square just to show where we're coming off of. This is gold, goldy gold. This H4 starts a big push to the upside. In terms of other demand, I don't really see any other demand. In terms of supply, I see this one right here. It's H4 in daily. So right now, price is going to the upside, trying to find supply. So you can see the first target would be this H1 right here. I just made this H1 demand as well. After that would be this one. So on Goldie, we are actually heading to the upside. We're having inducements to the left, we can see. So let's see if we got a setup or something. And I think we have a setup here as well in our hands, guys. Pretty good. So H1 is a target currently. Oh, we got a setup here. Seeing F5, what about M1? And we have M1. Beauty, man. This is what we needed. Beautiful. So we do kind of have a setup on gold. Because we had this, we had the inducement, and now we had the distribution. So we might go into the London supply to come back down to pre-New York setup to continue up, right? That's what I'm anticipating. So let's see if that will happen or not. So we're expecting it to come in here, reject, come back down here, boom, and boom. This is what I'm expecting of gold right now. So I'm actually interested more in gold buys than anything on EU right now, to be completely honest with you. So once price gets up here and when it starts rejecting and starts coming back down, let's say if it does, if it's coming back down very, very fast, we have to be a tiny bit careful. Depending on the size, fast is not an issue. It's about the size of the candles. If we're getting massive, massive bearish engulfing candle, one bearish engulfing candle that engulfs like the past like 15, 20 candles, then we got to be a little bit careful. But if it's just like but if it's just coming really fast down, but it's not a huge, like a fucking 30, 40 pip, 50 pip. I mean, gold is different, but yeah, unless it doesn't cover like 15 candles from before, um, we're gonna take the buy. I'm still bearish on gold on EU. We are getting this though. This M15. If this can break and close below, maybe I can consider this as an M15 supply. Because we did have this inducement, build up inducement, and boom. Okay. M5. So if we want to take something up here, we have to wait for price to come up and give us a confirmation. So that's the only thing. So we are closing below here, I'm guessing. So same thing. Target for price is the H for demand. Hmm? Analysis is done, guys. Now we just chill. Let's go to dollar index and kind of see what the fuck DXY is saying. Still got a little bit of a way to go. I think once we get up to here, we should get a reaction. definitely gonna get a big reaction up here. So analysis is done, guys. Now we just chill. Alert right here. So there's two scenarios. When we come down here, we're looking for buys. When we come up here with entry confirmation, we're looking for sells. Comes down to this. We came down here. The only thing that I'm scared of is if this is inducement. Another way would be if we can make a new area of demand right here. Breaking this without tapping into the H1, come back, use it to continue. Yeah. This is automatic buys. Just to probably. Ooh, damn. That shit is moving fast right now. Look, look. feel sick. Like, you know about your throat, how it feels? Can you get some coffee? So when are Army about coming? When are they reaching? Okay. I'm not gonna go today to pick up the car. I'm not going today. I can play soccer. I can. My other car part is here too, so I can just get that and fix this, and then tomorrow or Friday I'll go, one or the other. Huh? Don't go tomorrow? Okay, then I'll go Friday. Gotta make sure Zishan is free too, right? Have to make sure Zishan is free too. Alright guys, so we are getting an M5 demand again. Well, not yet, I would say. Just gonna wait a tiny bit longer. Is that M1? M1. M5, perfect. So we got M1 and M5. Now, if we do not tap into this H1 and can close above this area, this box I've created, then we can look for buys once we come down here to continue up, right? In terms of EU, wait for it to come up to this area, and if we can get an entry confirmation, then we can enter. Well, still have not closed bullish above here, so we are still not going to get in. We're not going to get in. We're going to wait. Hmm. Okay, boys, we are. Well, alright. See, and this is why we wait for things to get. Like this order block had to fully get broken past for me to take this trade. Like I'm still waiting. There has to be a bullish candle closing above here, and then I'll think about putting a buy limit here. Until then, there's no buy limit. I'm gonna wait. And right here, after this inducement happened, price has been just rising up. So we need to. What we are trying to figure out is whether or not the inducement that happened down here, right? This was an inducement because we took low of day and we took all these lows, and then we got a huge reaction to the upside. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if this was an inducement just to come up to the supply zone to finally continue to move back down, or if this is enough of an inducement for us to keep going all the way to this H1 M15, right? So that's what we're trying to figure out here. And the way we will know that is once price gets here, if we can get a M1 rejection. So all the patience game, guys. Just gotta wait for the right setup to develop and show us our entry. And if it does, we'll get in. If it doesn't, we won't. So right now we want this to close above here. If the next bullish candle can close above here without going into the H1, we will have our buy limit here. If price comes into this M5, M1 demand zone first, like right here, this bearish candle comes in here, and then we start making our way, then, well, guess what? We got no trade. But if this one is a bullish candle, closes above here, then definitely I can think about some buy limits. Because at that point in time, if we come down here, right, and then we continue up, we are kind of doing an inducement of these double bottom right here. However, if that does not happen, then we wait. Even for something as small as this, I'm not going to get in. I'm going to wait for it to touch the M15 and then go from there. Okay, guys, so there you go. Now this demand zone is not valid since we came into it. So I mean, still got 3 minutes, so it could always, this candle can always turn around and become bullish. I doubt it, but Still possible. And I would rather just wait for it to come all the way down and take buys at the pre-New York demand. But that's gonna be tough because it's almost 10. Highly likely just on demand zones no more. So I guess we're getting a reaction from the London supply. Mad bullish right now. No question about it. So I need a very good confirmation. If I were to get take sales on you, I need a very, very proper confirmation. You don't realize, but at the end of trading, your brain usually hurts, man, because there's so much fucking thinking you're doing, right? Let's not forget we got news at 10 a.m. as well. Let's not forget that. Let us not forget that shit. Obviously, I would say the higher probability is sell is from here because up here there's inducements happening. We're going to be inducing all these highs. We are waiting for our M1 confirmation to happen. That is what we are waiting for currently. And I need a good, very, very strong confirmation due to the fact that we had this huge inducement down here and prices riding up. Due to that inducement, I was expecting it to come into this supply zone and then finally make the move back down. But let's see, we shall find out. Okay, well, that's why you wait, right? Um, that is why you wait for confirmations, boys. So we just blasted right through this. So this is exactly why you wait for confirmations, because as we can see, we didn't get anything off of. Unless this right here was the liquidity, and then now we are gonna blast right through all this. Different story, but let's see. Now, if I were to call this a yo, bro. So Ottawa is not on. We're gonna go instead on Friday instead of today.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear it. It's fucking insane move, guys. So right from our M15 zone, price just fucking plummeted down. Um, Only issue is that I couldn't have anything here because we didn't have two confirmations in sync. So we were waiting for our entry confirmation. The confirmation was ridiculous. It was this big ass candle right here. So we could put some sell limits right here. Definitely put some sell limits down here. Okay. So we got I got a sell limit right here, and then I have a buy limit right here. Literally, price did what I said it would. Price in the morning time, I said we were on our way. Said we were gonna come into the supply zone from London, give a reaction down into the demand to continue the move back up to the H1. That was the sort of thought would happen. Right here, we're expecting to continue to the H4. So price came into the M15, M5 supply from pre-New York, give us entry confirmation on the M1, M5, and I'm looking to take some sells from here. So if we can come back up to here, boom, we're in. If not, call it a day. Instead of using this one, price use this one. Fucking bullshit. Pretty ridiculous when you predict the move, but just don't catch it. It's kind of annoying. How far were we? We were like fucking 20 pips, 20 pips away. Getting activated, but never got activated. Hello? Yes, sir. Hmm? What? Mm. Oh, okay. What happened to him? Did they medicine? T- Tell him to take medicine, man. Okay. Um, is there any food there? Or can you make some for him before you leave? Or are you gonna drop him and come back? Where is it? I'm just kind of still trading. Okay, no worries. But where are you going? Where's urgent care? Okay, no worries. I'll just make food for myself. Okay, man. Hope to see you. I'm pretty fast up. My boy. Almost in, boys. What is this based off of? Okay, we are we are in, boys. I think we are in. Okay, so where is the how am I feeling? My heart's racing a little bit right now, which is not good. Should be more calm, relaxed. November 5th. I need to chill out. During London, see, I'm 1 and 5. We did get an instant reaction, so let's see how this will go. Let's go check what gold is doing. I'm gonna probably get out of the gold trade now. I'm gonna delete the gold limit. We're gonna stay. Thank you. We're gonna stay in the EU trade still, but we're gonna delete the gold trade. So yeah, boys, we in. Let's see. This is the break-even point. So it was an instant reaction. It's just about if we can get the continuation, right? Why do I feel so like maybe because I lost the trade this week, that's why I'm more stressed, but I need to just relax. That's what they say. Have a stop loss in place. Stop loss in place, break even in place, everything's in place. It'd be terrific to see a nice bearish candle. Boom, all the way down.
People got the beatus. People tell me I got the really unfriendly face. Like if I sit there, I always look angry. My girl tells me all the time. She's like, "Yo, my friends always think you're angry. Nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to talk to you because they all think you're angry. And then when they talk to me, they're all like laughing. It's fine, but like initially, nobody wants to talk to me. They all think I'm like pissed off or angry, and I'm just like, I don't want to talk to them. But then I'll sit there like, they'll be like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, thoughts in my head. I just sit there. You know, people be doing that. When you see somebody doing this, they're having an internal conversation or they're planning for a conversation that they're about to have. You know, people be sitting in the car sometimes. You look over and you're like, they're staring straight, but they're doing all this. Inside their head, they're having a conversation and they're reacting to their own conversation inside their head. It's not a twitch. It's not like a tick. It's a normal thing. They're having a conversation. They're trying to get across the point that they're understanding the other person that's talking to them, which is them again, right? So they're basically reacting the way they want somebody to react to them, but internally. You feel me? I don't... Gotta understand humans. You gotta understand the humans around you. Yo, coming back up here. So depending on how we come up here, we might have some sell limits. Boom, boom. I think if we can get this closure with no top wick, give us a closure or a weak closure here. If we start coming up here with the top wick without a bottom wick, boy, amazing.
Lose, you lose, bro. It is what it is.
This is cool too because you're gonna fake out here, like the level that we had here off the 15, 84, 93. This is a 100 pip range. Oh boy, give me no top wick. Give me no top wick on this closure.
Hello?
We got 70 seconds, a minute and 10. If we get no top wick on here, we're gonna have a sell limit. So 1 minute here. 1 minute.
Beef is good. Yep. Yeah, like 3 4. Okay. Maybe something like that, just see. Maybe the Batura. Okay. Okay, bye. Okay, I'll see you.
Might happen here. Lock in.
Guys, the best thing to do is to not even look at the charts. You're in the trade.
Yeah, it's gonna be the third candle in a row with that wick.
It's a reverse already, man.
Tough.
All right. Love y'all. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Johnny Jams, Rafi, peace. Chat.
Peace.
Love y'all. Blessings to you and your family.
See you, gang.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Hey, how are ya?
These days I don't take advice from anybody who gon' tell me how to do it if they never even did it right.
That does not look like a good M30 candle. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. Just you're in the trade now, so you can't do anything. So now all you gotta do is wait and watch. You hit stop loss, or you hit TP, or you hit break even. That's it. So it's just calm the fuck down and watch what happens.
Weed is a serious drug that can have devastating consequences for your life. This is an unpopular thing to say, but it's true. We don't think it should be illegal because for most people using weed isn't problematic or has only mild negative consequences. But about 20% of people who've ever tried it develop cannabis use disorder, and some of them become severely addicted. That's actually a stunning amount of people, and many who start using weed don't know what they're in for. In the US, daily or near daily weed use has skyrocketed since way before legalization, and there are now more daily users of weed than drinkers of alcohol. And most daily users consume very high amounts. In 2023, 1 in 15 adult Americans were suffering from some form of cannabis addiction. In England, cannabis is by far the top drug teenagers seek help for. Today, we'll ignore medical use, casual users, and people with mild problems, and instead, we focus on the people who have a serious addiction or are in danger of developing one, even if they're not aware of it. Weed is usually discussed in the context of teenagers because using any drug while your brain is melting and rebuilding itself is a bad idea. Instead, we'll have a frank conversation about how to fix you in your 20s and 30s. We'll combine research with our own personal experience of weed addiction. Unfortunately, we do have plenty of both. Please check out our sources, but also know this script is written by someone who used weed daily for 15 years before quitting. Okay, so let's get into it. Becoming addicted by accident. Most people slip into addiction gradually and slowly. They start using weed for a variety of reasons, to experiment, to cope or unwind from stress, because it's fun and easily available. Weed can make you feel more alive and things more exciting. Music sounds better, movies are funnier, food is a delight. It can be great fun with friends and a major source of comfort. The frequency with which you're consuming weed is the most obvious thing to look out for. If you're using daily or almost daily, this is a clear sign you're developing a problem. As a daily user, your risk of cannabis use disorder is up to 30%, and certainly a pretty relevant risk since it might take years before you realize the full weight of it. So if you're not careful about it, what started out as an occasional high becomes more and more normalized. Bit by bit, your weekends revolve around weed or shift to activities that you can do stoned. Often other hobbies or obligations become less of a priority. Then it creeps into most weekdays, and finally, it's an established ritual every day. Over time, weed's nature changes. The joy-enhancing effects dissipate while a comfortable numbness takes over. Weed can become your primary method of coping with life, but it doesn't make you stronger, better, or more resilient. Instead, it covers up negative emotions by building a snail shell that you can retreat into. Do you have a problem with weed? Super easy test. Stop doing it for 4 weeks, starting today. Not tomorrow, today. No matter what you have coming up. If that feels challenging or you can't make it, this should give you food for thought. Once weed has become a daily or near daily habit, the cumulative damage to your life can be profound. But first, let's talk about another thing that can become harmful without you noticing it. No data security. Today's sponsor, Incogni, helps you reduce your risk of scam, harassment, and more. Will continue right away. Data will be by Deloitte. Use the code Kurzgesagt to protect your peace of mind and get 60% off annual plans. And now, back to weed. Forever tomorrow. For problematic weed users, life can sometimes progress in slow motion. The addiction keeps you where you are, while your body ages and your friends move forward. But youth masks stagnation. For years, you don't notice how much weed might be holding you back, because if you're young, life changes by itself. The outside world takes on the initiative and provides a lot of support for you. You're surrounded by peers, may still have childhood friends, progress through school, start work or university, and find new places and friendships. Moving slowly is kind of okay in your 20s, as life naturally throws experiences and challenges at you. But it's still not great for you. This is the time when your body is probably at its peak, and you can use it for things you'll not be able to do later, from sports to dating and staying out late, traveling and experiencing the world. It's the easiest time to build a healthy social life, the greatest predictor of how happy you'll be over the next few decades. You'll likely never have fewer responsibilities again, so you can explore and take risks. Spending this time stoned with passive activities like scrolling over reposts on Reddit is something you might regret later. You'll never get this period of your life back. As you age out of your 20s, things change massively. Around this time, most people naturally tone down their weed consumption or quit entirely. You're entering one of life's great inflection points, and you risk getting left behind. Your social life is different after 30. Friendships need care, attention, and active time investment to survive, and weed addiction works against you on multiple levels. Studies show that for some people, weed can worsen social anxiety, especially if you start using more and more. And once you feel anxious about socializing, it becomes pretty tempting to just stay home and avoid events or new experiences. Since weed numbs feelings, it's easy to push away FOMO or guilt about canceling last minute. You'll go next time. But will you? Speaking from personal experience, you may turn into a friend that's unreliable, flaky, or rarely shows up anymore. But the more opportunities to hang out with friends you skip, the fewer will be there in the future. Especially if you do weed alone, it can become the central focal point in your life. Reports show that many people with addictions gradually reduce the activities or hobbies they once enjoyed in favor of consuming. Bit by bit, this can make you withdraw from the people in your life. While this can be pretty bad for your social life in your 20s, it may be catastrophic by the time you turn 30. Because in their 30s, most people are plenty busy. Careers, partners, travel, children, and their closest friends are now priorities. Free time becomes super valuable, and casual hangouts turn into two adults comparing their calendars. So people in their 30s are way more selective about what and who they spend their time with. Smoking a joint drops way down their priority list. Even without falling out, you may simply become incompatible if your identity becomes tied up with weed, or when your friends have a lot going on and you don't. This happens a lot without weed, but weed can supercharge it. So many problematic weed users focus on a small circle of friends and acquaintances who are also using weed. This can create an isolation trap. If your friends quit or they withdraw to use it alone, you can face sudden isolation and loneliness. Or you may feel pressure to keep using it because you're scared of losing your friends. It's harder and takes longer to make new friends in your 30s than in your 20s, so to change your situation you need courage, energy and motivation, things weed addiction makes much harder to muster. Worse still, people who feel lonely tend to use more weed to cope, which is linked to even more social isolation. Weed can fill the role of your best friend. It's there when you're lonely, it makes you feel okay in the moment. Your love life can also suffer. Social anxiety and complacency is a great motivator to put off dating and having sexual experiences in your 20s, and it doesn't get much easier as time passes. In relationships, weed addiction can be extremely disruptive. Reports show that partners of daily users can feel neglected, that couple communication can break down, and that trust evaporates. The addicted partner usually doesn't realize how poorly they're handling relationship issues and can be blindsided when their love leaves them. And to be frank, in their 30s, people want a partner who's ready to share the growing responsibilities of adulthood and wants to build a life together. The older you get, the more unattractive your weed addiction makes you. Okay, but who needs friends or love if you have a career, right? Well, the achievement delay machine. Long-term studies show that heavy weed users are more likely to end up with reduced academic performance, a worse education, lower income, less savings, and less stable employment, even when compared to people from similar family backgrounds and social class. Many people with weed addiction struggle to show up for work, they're not productive, they procrastinate, and they fail to meet their responsibilities. The consequences of missed opportunities and bad decisions slowly accumulate. Maybe you skipped networking events, had no ambition and didn't get promoted, or hopped between entry-level jobs. It's also much harder to build up savings since the addiction can cost you thousands each year. In your 20s, you transition from being useless to being good at something. And so in your 30s, expectations from others and yourself change sharply. People tend to cut you a lot of slack when you're young, but this has an expiration date. The older you get, the worse it feels to compare yourself to peers that are moving on in life and start achieving things. And it's not just career goals. If you spend a decade or two using weed all the time, you grow less as a person. You probably traveled less, went out less, met fewer people, had fewer interesting experiences, and in a way lived less than your peers, which also really becomes noticeable in your 30s. In some studies, long-term chronic weed users had significantly lower life satisfaction, from their motivation and pursuit of personal goals, social and love life, to careers and options. Your life may just overall be much less fun and fulfilling than it could have been. On top of all this, your mental health is the final thing that you may erode over time. The prison of weed. What makes weed addiction so devious is how at first it can seem to improve your mental health. It can calm anxiety or depressive feelings, make you more relaxed and feel less lonely. But weed acts on your brain's reward system and the effects can flip without you noticing.
Like, bro, just fucking pump down, bro. What are you doing? Love to see like a nice engulfing. Fuck is this? You know what? Let's put our steps to break even already. Alright, guys, stops to break even. Stops to break even, boys. Now we just gotta watch. Gotta watch her go. Stops at break even, boys. So we are at a 1-to-1. Pretty much at 1-to-1 right now. And if price can keep riding, get to 1-to-2. I just don't want this motherfucker to hit my break even again. Like yesterday, we hit 1-to-1 and then it went to break even. So just hope today we can keep flowing. Yesterday, the same shit literally went right to my break even and immediately went back up and hit my break even. I hope it's not like that today. I'd be so mad if this motherfucker goes back to my break even, bro. Oh shoot, can I do, huh? What you say? You have that? Yeah, I'm just gonna use the washroom and just bottle up quickly though. Can you just keep this up in the microwave? Alright, I didn't know you made it right away. Alright guys, I'm thinking I'm gonna close the stream. However, we're gonna stay in on the trade. We're at break even right now. Once we get to 1-to-2, we're gonna move our stops to 1-to-1. And if we hit break even, then it's break even. But that's all for today. Perfect breakdown, perfect entry. And during the entry, right before the entry, my heart was pumping, which is not good. And this shit is happening again. That happened yesterday, right at my 1-to-1 price. I might hit break even before I even fucking end the stream. Like, fuck off, bro. Just need one to drive. Just one. Even though today is such a fucking rangy day that I can't expect it to come back up and not break out yet. But if that happens, it is what it is. What the fuck? Gonna induce these highs. Continue to. But anyway, alright guys. Oh, okay. That's what I was expecting. Induce these highs and continue now. Anyway, okay guys, I'm gonna end the stream now, and if it hits break even, it hits break even. If not, then well, it was still a good idea and it worked out to give us a 1-to-1. And we'll see where it goes, where it takes us. But that's it for today for New York stream. I will see you guys tomorrow.